Hi, I'm Dr. Shikha Sharma, and today I'm going to be talking about foods which prevent cancer or which at least reduce the risk of cancer. Now, many times when we talk about cancer, we talk about chemotherapy, radiotherapy, we talk about surgery. So, first, let's understand that in such a major disease like cancer, what is the role of nutrition and what do people really understand by nutrition? And how much can cancer really support, how much nutrition can really cancer support cancer reduction or management or whatever you might call in that area. So the first thing which I want to share over here is that when I qualified as a medical doctor, my understanding about nutrition was that nutrition is only to give energy to the body, and that is the limited role nutrition has. That is, you eat food, it gives you energy to think, to work, to do whatever, to run, to exercise, to jog. And that is all that the role of nutrition is. But when as a medical doctor, started getting deeper and deeper into nutrition, I was pleasantly surprised to see and read that nutrition actually has a huge role in reducing or preventing diseases. Huge role. Now, when I say a huge role, what is it that really nutrition can do in a such a disease called cancer? So let's first understand the entire body is made of food. If you really understand and go deeply into what is this body made of course, the chemist will say it's carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. But where does that carbon, hydrogen, oxygen come from? The raw material is food, the air you breathe, the water you drink, and sunshine. So, which means that the food which we eat is not just limited to nutrition, the energy requirements, but the food we eat is actually making the entire body. Now, if our entire body is made of food, that means something is going wrong in cancer, that the software inside our bodies, which is called the DNA, is not coding correctly. Because what happens in cancer is that some cells, see, all cells have a certain shape, structure, size, and function. I mean, they have some work which they have to do, and they have a certain look. So, a nerve cell will be looking different, a sperm will look different, a ovarian cell will look different, a skin cell will look different. So, all of them look different and they have different jobs to do. In cancer, what happens is that a cell which is multiplying in its usual fashion, it's and the software which is controlling this, which is coming from our genetics, something goes wrong in the coding. There is a mis coding, and then suddenly, what I call say a terror cell is born, a mutant cell is born. I'm sure you have seen a lot of fictional stories and thrillers in which there are mutant people. So this is actually a mutant cell inside our body. And now this mutant cell does no work, only eats and multiplies. So when it's doing no work, absolutely no work, and it's only eating the food and very rapidly eating the food and multiplying, this becomes a tumor. And all the nutrition which is supposed to go to all the cells and they're supposed to do some job, now it becomes that all that nutrition is getting eaten up by the cell, this growing cell, multiplying cell, and a tumor is forming. And then a time comes when this tumor says, I want my own blood supply. I will not share the blood supply with normal healthy cells. And then a complete blood supply is created, a complete nourishment system is created for this growing cancer. So, why does the body allow this to happen? That is a good question. Why does the body allow this to happen? Because, see, in a normal day to day life, we are continuously, cells are multiplying, cells are dying, the dead cells are removed, the useful material is extracted to be reused, and then the dead cell is thrown away from the kidney, from the liver, from the excretory system, from the stools, and the body stays fresh and youthful, and every day new skin is forming. So the new skin is forming in the eyes. uh, New cells are forming in our throat. New cells are forming in our intestine. New cells are forming in our kidney. New cells are forming in our liver. Continuously new cells are forming, and the old is dying. So there is a continuous life cycle happening. The old is dying, the new is forming. But in between this life cycle, when cancer is born, the story of cancer, the birth of cancer, is when we hurt, when we harm ourselves. And that is how a cancer is born. It's almost like a terrorist being born. So when we keep offending ourselves, insulting ourselves, those terms, insulting is definitely a medical term I'm using from my books. It's called repeated insults. So, what does an insult feel like? What does an insult really do? An insult harms you at some level. So I'm talking about just metaphorically an insult, but in medical books, a chemical insult, a physical injury. So insult is an injury. So continuously, when our bodies are getting injured inside, a cancer is born. And this cancer then almost kills the body, or in some cases actually manages to kill the body. So what is this injury we are doing unknowingly? This injury which we are doing unknowingly is chemicals. And where are these chemicals coming from? When you have food which has been made with chemical fertilizers, when you are eating foods which are made from chemical uh, pesticides, and by the way, pesticides are extremely lethal, and it's because they are in small doses in the food, we don't die immediately, but they also lead to, they're carcinogenic. Many of them are carcinogenic because some of them are neurotoxins. They destroy nerves. Some of them are cell inhibitors. I mean, the cell wall is broken down, attacked. So now you can imagine that now these chemicals farmers are putting in the vegetables, in the fruits. Then farmers are putting to ripen fruits, mango, bananas. All these chemicals are coming, and then to add insults to the injury, we are having processed food where another big load of chemicals is coming. And what is this big load of chemicals? Artificial color, artificial preservative, artificial flavor, everything artificial. So all these artificial things are entering our bodies because we are choosing to eat those foods. We go out and buy those foods. Go out and buy foods which have artificial color, artificial preservative. We go out and buy that milk for ourselves and for our babies, which has hormones. We go out and buy a packet of chips. If you turn it around, it has 3 to 4 chemicals listed. And knowingly, we are insulting, hurting, harming our bodies. Now, when all this goes on and on and on, and you might ask that why is it that few people get cancer and not everybody? Because everybody has a different way of compensating for the chemicals. So some people compensate very well, but some people are not able to compensate. It's not that they're not getting damaged; they're also getting damaged and show up in some disease. But the people who get cancer first are people who are their bodies are unable to compensate for this chemical overload because of other reasons also, which could be their lifestyle issues, which could be their genetic issues. So fundamentally, now these people have been internally wounded, which we call inflammation, and the cancer journey starts. So, of course, in another episode, I'll talk in detail about how cancer forms in your body and how can you prevent it at an early stage. But today, I'm going to talk a little bit about foods which prevent cancer. So, let's talk about foods which prevent cancer. Now, many times when we look at foods which can prevent cancer, we look at foods almost like a thing that, oh, if I eat this, I'll be fine. But you have to remember the bottom line of any food is organic, organic, and I can't insist enough. It has to be organic. The best of the fighting food, if it is made with chemicals, it will not help you. So let's be very clear that the best of the best foods which can fight cancer, if they have chemicals attached to it, whether as a pesticide or whether as an artificial color, artificial flavor, anything artificial, will not be useful for you. It will not be effective because at one end it's trying to fight cancer, at the other end you're already adding another way of injuring your body. So the first thing is organic is a bottom line. You have to eat organic. Now let's now talk about foods which can help you to reduce your cancer risk from nutrition. So today I'm going to talk about a little bit of nutrition, and of course we'll talk about other things also in the following episodes. So one of the things which is absolutely useful, and it is a very, very powerful antioxidant, is Indian gooseberry or amla. Now, how does Indian gooseberry or amla work? Indian gooseberry or amla is basically very high in vitamin C. In fact, it's the highest in vitamin C. It has almost 500 times more vitamin C than many other fruits. So, normally, when you talk about vitamin C, the first thing that comes to your mind is lemon. But actually, amla has much, much more vitamin C than even a lemon. And the beauty about amla is that amla, even if you dry it, it still has vitamin C. It retains vitamin C. Even if you put it in your dal, even if you put it uh, in something which is your cooked food, surprisingly the vitamin C is not destroyed, because normally vitamin C is destroyed extremely fast. The moment you expose it to air, forget about cooking. Even if you expose it to air, vitamin C starts getting degraded, lost. But amla is very unique. This Indian gooseberry is very unique because it retains very high level of vitamin C, and vitamin C is an antioxidant. Now, what is an antioxidant? Antioxidants are basically what you can say biological active agents which destroy the process of uh, damage. So, how does damage happen in our bodies? When we have inflammation, it will go and release free electrons, which will go and damage the body. It will attach to certain cells and rip them apart, literally rip them apart, because they attach, break. Now, this antioxidant, it goes and attaches to this damager, the thing, the element is damaging, and doesn't let it function. It's like handcuffs. Basically, antioxidants handcuff the deadly oxidants. So you can look at them as, I mean, I'm being very layman in this, that like police force, they go find out that particular free radical which is going to damage a cell and go and handcuff it, and just attach themselves to it, and then it can't work. And that is the role of antioxidants. And these antioxidants are found in amla very, very well. So when we talk about amla, what are the ways you can consume amla? In my opinion, the way I like to have amla is take out fresh amla juice. It's a little sour and astringent, so you can't just simply drink it. So either you add to about 250 ml of water, or something even better. What you can do is you can drink an apple, beetroot, carrot juice and add a shot of amla. So when you're drinking apple, beetroot, carrot juice and add a shot of amla, this becomes a very powerful, natural, uh, antioxidant rich drink for you. And it's nice. Apple, beetroot, carrot with a dash of amla, with a shot of amla juice. It's really nice. And it's very enjoyable. And every morning, if you're having it, and beetroot, carrot is easily available, and so is apple, and so is amla. So all you have to do is just put it together, have it the first thing in the morning, and you are protected. Another way to have amla, of course, is that you can take amla powder when it's not in season and add it to not hot water but lukewarm water. Let it stay, stir it a little, and drink, sieve it. So stir it in lukewarm water, sieve it once it's nicely mixed, and then drink it every day. That's another way you can have. Another herbal mix which has a lot of amla is triphala. It's called triphala. Triphala meaning three, fal meaning fruit. Three fruit, a powder of three fruits. So this three fruit powder has amla, harar, and behar. But amla is pretty important in this. It's called amlaki also. So you can have triphala if you're traveling or something and you don't have access to amla. Just take trifla 1 teaspoon and you're done. So when we talk about another way of having amla is amla chutney. Amla chutney you can make at home. It's quite nice. It gives that nice, uh, you know, sour astringent taste. So you can add mint, you can add ginger, you can add little green chilies and little salt, and you can make your own combination if you are good in chutneys. But amla chutney comes out very well. Amla mint chutney, and various other kind of chutneys you can add amla. It gives a nice color, nice flavor, nice taste, and it is healthy. So amla chutney is another way you can have amla. Then some people also what they do is when they're making uh, like dal, when they're making boiled lentils, they just add amla, or they're making khichdi, they add a little bit of amla to it. So it just adds to the khichdi, the health of the khichdi. So that is another way when people add amla. But dal also people add amla. That's another way. Then people have dried amla also. So they dry it and then take a little bit of amla. Of course, it is salted, so you have to be careful not taking too much. Just like a little bit of amla you can take, which is dried amla. That's particularly useful for people who are like mostly traveling or living, away from home, where you don't have kitchen help, where you don't have somebody to help you in the kitchen. Now, come on, couple of things where I personally think amla should not be taken is amla candy because it has tons of sugar. Not a great idea to ruin amla with that much sugar, which is anyway bleach sugar or chemical sugar. So I would personally avoid amla candy. I would not take it. Amla murabba is a great way to take amla. So you get Chyawanprash, which is a traditional mix of amla and about 40 plus other herbs, along with ghee and so many other things, ghee, saffron. So Chyawanprash is also an amla mix, and that is also excellent for immunity, for health, and obviously for risk reduction in cancer. So these are some of the ways you can have amla. And I feel that amla, if added to your meals, if added as a vegetable juice, if added as part of the vegetable juice, as amla added as a chutney, is great to reduce your cancer risk. And I would recommend start from now. Don't wait for the next episode. Start amla from now. And in the next episode, we'll pick up another uh, food element which can help you reduce the cancer risk. But most important message I'll give all of you today is don't just know about good things. Practice, apply it in your life if you really want to get benefited. Just having information is not good enough. Application on information is good enough. So even if your information is uh, of few things, few good things, but you're applying it, it's far better than having a reservoir of it, information and applying nothing, doing nothing about it. So apply this information, and I'll meet you in the next episode.